Hello, it's me, Chris Christopherson. That's me, right there. Coming back with some more Kings of War battle reports. Let's get going. Okay, picking up a game from the Universal Battles Facebook group against a guy called Asier. I hope I've got that right. It might be Asier. If you're listening, apologies if I've mispronounced. I'm using my Force of the Abyss. Used them 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 games so far. Pretty happy with the build. It's changed a little bit. Main points, I wanted the Brew of Sharpness on these guys, but just couldn't find the points, so Boots of Striding has to do. Main reason I couldn't afford them is because I really wanted Boots of Levitation on the Ifrit and the Veil of Shadows on the Abyssal Warlock. Now, Veil of Shadows in like amazing against every deck, against every build, but it's pretty damn good for the most part. You know, great against War Machines, great against those plinky Firebolt decks, etc. Just not great against anything that ignores Stealthy, obviously. Boots Levitation on the Ifrit has just been an absolute lifesaver. The amount of times it can just nip into position, nip past units, and just hose them down with 15 shots is great. Was playing around with lesser Abyssals, but found that Molochs, for the points, just generally did a better job. You know, alright, so the nerve isn't as good, but, you know, their combat output far exceeds it. And given that I'm not taking War Machines and stuff, and I am taking monsters, I didn't find the unlocks to be particularly difficult, particularly on taking the Abyssal Horsemen as well. Gargoyles for the chaff. Flame Bearers, wasn't really keen on these in the first build of this, but you know what? 8 shots, steady aim, hitting on 4s with Piercing 1, turns out to be alright. Asir is using the dwarves. I gotta say, I've been struggling to make a dwarf list, and when I saw his, I really liked it. Defense 6, 11, 13, headstrong troops to defend the shield breakers is amazing. Throwing Mastiffs are a godsend. You know, at first I wasn't sure about 15 points for a one shot, but I'm taking to them. I like those guys. Gives the dwarfs that little bit of reach that their little legs don't quite manage. 2 odd shield breakers proving pretty naughty as well. Brocks have always got to be in there. Azir took Berserker Brock Riders. Adam had taken Potion of Strength and not the Throwing Mastiff, but I guess that's personal choice. 2 Steel Behemoths. Now, I'm not convinced about the amount of points sunk into these. I get the feeling that maybe those points could be spent on something better, but I don't know what in this build. Dwarf Lord on Large Beast is just great. Look at that nerve, you know. For Crush 2, he's just great. Really, really good. And good old Loot Carrier. Alright, on to the game. We're playing Control, so it's the table 6th. I'm thinking I can maybe use the wall and the terrain here to slow them down, advance up, plink some shots, move back, maybe take out one of these by turn 2, the other one by turn 4 maybe, you know, and hopefully he's just not managed to reach me by then. I can just whittle him down. A freak to hose down these guys. I think I just got a hold against the centre. That's not a great matchup for me. Here, I've gone deep with the 2 cavalry, the Gargoyles of Chaff, and the Abyssal Champion in the middle, so he can go anywhere, because at that point in the deployment, I didn't know where these were going. Those went down last, so I put him in the middle so he could go anywhere, really. Obviously, he's going this way to try and win this fight, and I think with the resources I've got, I can take that fight easy enough. If I can take that by turn 3 and swing around, I think I got the centre in the late game. So let's see how it goes. I really wanted the first turn here, but Azir beat me and went first. I really wanted to kind of just get into better positions and control the middle more, but particularly with this house here. But no, straight up, no shooting from the dwarves in turn 1. So on to my turn 1. Just move up to respond. Stay out of charge ranges. There's a charge with most things onto these guys, or these two onto these guys, if he wants it, out of range here. So if he really wants to take those charges, you can. Just move on up. Everybody's going to be suffering from cover there, but I think, you know what, plink a few wounds, it's fine. Some cautious advances here, just to stay out of dog and shooting range. For some reason, I'm really worried about this flank, and I realise I've moved my fleet over, and I must admit I kind of regret that in hindsight. You know, the idea is to try and kind of ease up any stalemates I might have here, but really I should have stuck to my plan. I think that's a bad idea. I can't get there quick enough or find the space to land with this guy, so I've made an error there. Dwarf turn, was in the shooting phase, sorry. Yeah, I managed to put 3 wounds on and waver, so that's pretty good. Headstrong probably isn't going to matter, but yeah, I'll take it where I can. Dwarf turn 2 just moves up and shoots with his throwing mastiffs and wavers the gargoyles. Gotta say, I'm pretty lucky for them not to have popped. I forgot about the throwing mastiffs. But yeah, they wavered, they hold. Yep, they passed their headstrong and everything just moves up. Moving on up using the building to cover the flanks. Gets his inspiring bubble in place. And just kind of moves up aggressively in that kind of way. Into my turn. I think, you know what, the Abyssal champion moved over with an idea to charge something next turn. Now I'm thinking, I've checked this, and if I charge him with the Abyssal champion here and charge the dogs here, the Brocks can't withdraw and then pivot to charge these guys. So no matter what happens here, they're safe from the Brocks. He's mighty, so they can't charge through him. Even if they counter charge him and kill him, they can't over onto him either. You know, I'm thinking I can probably kill that and turn around. You know, and then it's just the king in the front, and I can take the king. I think I can take a charge from the king. Then the other knights go in, hopefully flank charge king, kill him. You know, it's that kind of deal. I think I can take that. I gotta do something by centre. I can't just kind of wait around, so I advance up the Abyssal dude here, Abyssal Fiend. Wraith do some shooting onto these guys. I ignore these guys because I'm height 6. I'm gonna pop my Veil of Shadows, so at least the 2 steam tanks are only hitting on 5s. If I get Veil of Shadows off, I'm gonna take some hunting dogs to the face, but I think I can probably take it. These guys halt. These guys moving up to the wall, so they don't have the cover penalties anymore. Wraith do some shooting. In the shoot phase, plink a couple more points of damage, but don't get the waver. Veil of Shadows pops off, and into the combat phase. Yeah, the Abyssal Horseman. Yeah, you probably guessed it by my foreshadowing that I'm going to get Universal Battle Dice, or UB Dice. Those who played Universal Battle know exactly what we're talking about. 18 attacks, 6 hits. Man, oh man, that is not good. However, we proceed to kaboom them and completely roll good on wounding and roll good on nerve check. So, whew, UB Dice didn't quite fuck me over there. Abyssal Champion fluffs her rolls a bit and only gets 1 wound, but hey, that doesn't really matter. That's not her purpose. Yeah, onto the dwarf turn. Yeah, King goes in as expected. Counter charge there. They move up, ready to just kind of look out for stuff that's going on here. Line up some shots on the Abyssal dude. The dwarves shift up, ready to unleash some doggy dogs. So yeah, the behemoths roll pretty darn good. Remember, Veil of Shadows has popped, so needing 5s to hit, and here we are with 6 wounds on the guy. You know, 20 shots needing 5s. I'm looking at what, 7 hits? Nope. How about 11? Absolutely bonkers. You know, I'm thinking I should be taking around about 7 hits, wounding on 5. So maybe what, 2 or 3 wounds on average. I know that translates to 1 to 6 or something like that, but that's pretty damn good. So I was like, yeah. So Dogs did some more wounds on him as well, so he's up to 9. He's in a bad place. Really not good. Thankfully, the nerve check doesn't waver him, so that's something. Dogs Unleashed does a mighty 7 wounds to this guy. You know, the hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s, fairly decent. And manages to get a cheeky waiver on him as well. Into the combat. Again, some awesome dice rolls. Came with only 7 attacks, hit on 3s. Managed to knock out a 14-16 defense 5 units. Yep, where it goes. To add insult to injury, flipping Brock Riders, again, 26 attacks, hitting on 4s, wound on 5s are vicious, managed to pop the Abyssal Champion in one go as well. So, yeah, that's not looking so good now. I've lost, what, 2 units for 1 unit of dogs. Not good. Not good at all. Let's see what I can do with it. These guys are completely free now, so I've got to take the charge. I use my boots to make sure I don't get hindered and make sure I take him out. Guy goes into the flank just to try and pop a wound or 2 on. Might get a lucky waiver, who knows. Murlocs come up just to do some threatening. Gotta do something with them. I can't take this firepower anymore. Another turn he's going, and these 2 guys can't take this on their own. So he charges in. These guys charge in. I've got to try and take these guys out. Even if I just waver them, which is the likely result, it's going to make it difficult for counter charges. Okay, that's bad, but it's the way it is. Realising my mistake, the Efreet pops over. I've got some shots lined up there. I've got some shots lined up here. And everything moved back right through some shots of these guys. In the shooting phase, do pretty good shooting and kaboom out that unit of Iron Guards. That's pretty good. Efreet gets crazy lucky, scores a wound and double 6s. The Iron Behemoth, that's pretty cool, Steam Behemoth. And in combat, we waver the Iron Guard in front, that's pretty cool. And also one-shot the Iron Guard. So hey, dice goes both ways, right? And overrun to be just like a fraction of an inch away from those guys. The Horsemen fare less good, 18 attacks on 3s, needing 2s, 9 wounds. I suppose that's pretty good. I suppose it's alright. And don't waver them. Not that it matter, I guess. Sorry, don't pop them. Do a point of damage onto that guy, but nothing crazy. Dwarves in response. I don't know what that is. Dwarves in response fail their headstrong, which is pretty important. So that means they're not going to be able to shift around like they wanted to. Counter charge. The king is going to charge in the flank there, which isn't so great. Counter charge there. Yep. The dwarves just shift right up into here. Pretty threatening. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there. I've taken too long to take out the units. And then there's some crazy rolls from the Dwarf King. Oh no, that's from the Brocks. Crazy roll from the Brocks. 26 attacks, needing 4s. Get 11 wounds. Yes, they're needing 4s to hit, 5s to wound, rerolling 1s. 11 wounds. And the King comes in and does even more wounds. 10 flipping wounds with him. So, yeah. What? Yeah, they get completely boshed out. So I've now lost 3 massive units to 1 unit of dogs. Abyssal Fiend gets countercharged and killed. Kaboom. Yeah, this is looking pretty sorry. The center's failing. This is failing. This is failing. I'm looking at a pretty bad loss here. Turn 4 for the Abyssals then. I gotta charge in. I just gotta take him out. I was tempted to charge the king, but I don't think I can take him. Charge those guys, flank those guys. Murlocs step back, withdraw. You can see these guys, they pivot and go in. This guy pops up just a soul drain here, and try and pop these guys. Free comes up to do her job she should have been doing from like 2 turns ago. Some shenanigans here. The the flame bearers just move out of arc. These guys move onto the obstacle, but they can't multi-charge because if these guys have to go in first, and then they share frontage. These guys can't pivot past these guys. So I've locked that in. So I'm thinking I might even survive that. Move them up to do some cheeky soul drain. So in the shooting phase, we do a few points of damage. We do nothing with the soul drain. We do manage to kill those guys, which is awesome. Boom those guys out. So that's pretty sweet. In the combat phase, yeah, we finally kill the Brocks. It only took 3 units, 4 units, but we did it. Pivot round, out of arc, in the front, that kind of thing. 13 points of damage, pretty decent. Into the dwarf turn. So yeah, he takes a charge, pivots round, ready to try and threaten my center zone. Counter charge. Turns around here to take some shots. Doesn't charge. Clearly just wants to shoot them and soften them up first. So yeah, fair enough. Probably because he thinks he can take the front, which is fair enough. Yeah, shooting phase, few points of damage, but no waver. And in the combat phase, yeah, mighty boom. They get slapped. Yeah, these guys, the Iron Guard just roll crazy good and just slap them out. So yeah, boom to them as well. Not great. So far I've got 3 unit strength over here to 4. Not good. He's got 4 unit strength to my 1, and I've got 3 to his 1, 2. So I got 4 to his 2. So it's not looking great. Into my turn, some more shenanigans. Move these guys around to get some shots on here. A free to get some shots on here. And I make another mistake here. My Warlock goes to there to get some shots. He thinks he can hold them up because he's going to be hindered on the wall. But in hindsight, I probably should have just put them in front of these guys. Or put them to the side out of arc or something. I think I made an error there. Shift on upgrade to Soldiering, out of arc of both. I charge the king and try and screen their flank with the gargoyles. I'm on a hill, so get the Thunderous Charge rule for charging from the hill, so hopefully I can tech him with a bit of luck, right? Bit of luck. Shooting, more points of damage, and get the waver. So if I'm lucky and he doesn't roll his headstrong, I might be okay there. Also get a waver on these guys, so that's pretty good. In the combat phase, we block the king, but don't manage to break him. Wah wah, never mind. Yep, moving on up. Oh no! Oh yes, yeah. No, we do. Yeah, the king survives, and he just heads on down here. Uses pivot, withdrawal, pivot, 12 inches to there. These guys shift over here to get into the objective place. These guys charge into him. They manage to get their headstrong. Wah wah. Bit unlucky for me. These guys pass their headstrong and do some stuff. Tank backs up. Gargoyles get charged. No shooting from the dwarves to speak of. Combat phase. Yeah, Warlock goes boom, and these guys overrun to threaten here. I think they might even be in it actually. And yeah, predictably the gargoyles go boom. So my turn 6, I've got a lot of work to do. We turn around. If it's a turn 7, I can threaten here because he can't march through the woods. Dwarf King can't march through the woods, so I can threaten their rear. I can also threaten these guys. I'm thinking I need to just kind of do some stuff here. Shooting, yeah! The combined might of these 3 bangs those guys out, which is very, very handy. So I've got this one, and my middle. So currently a draw. Pretty pleased with that. We roll for it, and there is a turn 7. So, yeah, these guys move around. They realise they can't get into here, so they're just kind of trying to hold this. These guys hold this. These guys back up. Nothing much in the dwarf turn. My turn 7. Yeah, we charge those guys. We try to do some shoot on those guys, but don't break them. And in the combat phase, boom, we knock those guys out. And finally have 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2. Whew. Man, I made some errors, had some risky moments there, had some bad dice and some good dice, but in the end, 4-2 to me. Got away with it, but the Abyssals sure took a kicking. Woohoo! Nearly 1,600 points of the army dead to only 1,080 points of dwarves. Well played to my opponent, really liking the dwarf list. Let me know if you've seen that dwarf list around before, or played with it yourselves, or played against it. I'd love to know what you make of it. Any tips for the Abyssals, please let me know. I can always improve my game considerably. As ever, share, like and subscribe. Tell all your geek friends. You post it in places, yada yada. Appreciate your support. See you next time.